Welcome back. In the next part of this section, we're going to be looking at two special techniques for arrangements. Sometimes when we're arranging objects, we might want to keep certain items together, or maybe we might want to keep certain items separated. And so here are two different techniques that we can use. First, for items that need to be kept together, the idea here is that the items that need to be kept together, we're going to put inside of a block. So let's say I had a bunch of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let's say I wanted to arrange them and keep the odd numbers all together. So the 1, the 3, the 5, the 7, they need to be kept together. The 2, the 4, the 6, not so much. So what I would do is, since the odd numbers need to be kept together, I would put them in a block, put them in a box, and basically treat them as though they're one thing. So originally, although we started out, there were 7 different numbers. Now that I've put them in a block, we really have 4 things. I've got 3 individual numbers and a big box of odd numbers. So what I'll do is I'm going to arrange those 4 things. I arrange the individual even numbers and that big box of odd numbers. And so as I'm moving those 4 things around, I'm guaranteed that the odd numbers will all be moving together. So that 4 factorial to arrange those 4 things, that'll do part of my job. There's still one last thing to do, which is to ask myself, inside this block, what order do these 4 odd numbers go in? So basically our 2 tasks are, after we've drawn a box, arrange the individual items and any boxes we have, and then after that, arrange inside the boxes. Okay, so let's put this into practice with an example. And we're going back to the word Kelowna, and we are asking ourselves to arrange all 7 letters. This time we want to make sure that the vowels are kept together. So here we've got 3 vowels, an E, an O, and an A. And so E and O and A, they're in some sort of an order we don't know yet. And then we've got our 4 consonants, the K, the L, the W, and the N. So I've put my vowels in a box because I want to make my vowels be kept together. And so my first task that I'm going to do, that's to arrange the individual items and the one box. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So 5 factorial. So now I know where the K, the L, the W, the N, and all the vowels are. I know what order that's all going in. The one thing left for me to do is to figure out for the E, the O, the A, inside that box, what order are these letters in? So I need to arrange inside the box. And for that, there's 3 letters, so 3 factorial ways to do that. Or in other words, 720 possible arrangements for Kelowna, where we've got all 3 vowels kept next to each other. The reverse is also not too bad. This is us arranging things where things need to be kept separated. So the idea here is, again, if you had a bunch of items, and let's pretend again that I've got the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let's suppose for this one, I want the even numbers to be all separated. I want the 2, the 4, the 6 to not be next to each other in any way. So the first thing that we would do is ignore them. So the things that need to be separated, put them to the side for now and arrange everybody else, the 1, the 3, the 5, the 7. I would arrange those items, and then the plan is that once I've arranged the odd numbers, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential places where I could put in an even number. If I put one single even number in one of those places and another even number in a different place and another even number in a different place, I'll be guaranteed that my even numbers won't be next to each other because every even number will either be between the odds or it'll be at the beginning or might be at the end. So basically, second task is to select where are my even numbers, my separated things, where do they need to go? And then once I know where they go, so let's pretend I've decided that there's going to be an even number there and maybe there, then I would need to decide for those 3 positions what order are those three even numbers going to be placed in? So finally, last task to do is for us to arrange our separated items. So again, we're going to put this into practice with an example, and the example is back to the word Kelowna again. This time we want to keep the vowels separated. So I've got my three vowels, the E, the O, the A, they are put to the side. So I've got my four consonants, and I'm just going to call them C1, C2, C3, C4. There we go. There's my four consonants. My first task is going to be for me to arrange the consonants. And since there's four things and they're all distinct from each other, it should be 4 factorial ways for me to do that. Then next, I need to decide where are my vowels going to go. So a vowel could be put at the beginning or in between the first two consonants or in between the next two or between the next two or maybe at the very end. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible places to put vowels. And I have 3 vowels, so I need 3 of those places. So my second task is to select locations for vowels. And for that, since there's 5 locations and I need 3 of them, there are 5 C3 ways for me to do that. So let's say I've decided to select that a vowel is going to go here and maybe here. Wonderful. So I'm guaranteed the vowels are separated. The thing I still don't know is what order the 3 vowels are going in. So last task for me to do is for me to arrange my vowels. So I could say the last 3 vowels that I need to arrange, 3 things, or 3 factorial ways to do that. That's 1,440. I do want to point out one possible other way that you could tackle this, and this is a little bit more compact, and this is something maybe you might have thought about as you heard me mentioning the tasks, that first I'm selecting a place for 3 things, and then I'm arranging 3 things. You might have thought about the fact that those 2 things, selecting and then arranging, could have been done with a permutation. So a different option for tackling the same sort of an idea might be to first arrange our consonants, which is again still 4 factorial ways, but then instead of 2 leftover tasks to do, there's really only 1 task. I'm going to select 3 locations, and I'm also going to arrange the vowels at the same time. So in other words, P53. And you'll find that that also equals 1,440. Again, this is another example of places where a question might have 2 very different looking answers, but those answers are equivalent to each other. So either way is fine, whether we wanted to split it up into 3 tasks, arranging the other items, finding locations for the separated things, arranging the separated things, or if we did the selecting and arranging all together as one task. Either way, it works out to be just the same.